Hello, everyone. Hopefully you're all having a good time at Voice 21. Today, I would like to talk to you a little bit about unlocking insights from customer conversations for marketing. I know everyone is probably eager to know what I'm talking about and what that means exactly. But before we get into all the details and everything I want to share with you, just really quick, a little bit about myself. My name is Vuong. I am currently the head of marketing at Symbl.ai. Just like any other marketer, my professional passion is to solve the world's greatest marketing problems and mysteries. As a marketer, I've had over 12 years of experience working on various developer and enterprise platforms at Amazon, Akamai, Postman, and various other places. And who am I when I'm not a marketer? Just a little bit about me at the personal level. I love traveling, cooking. I run a lot. I'm a huge Batman geek. Anything Batman related, I'm super into it. And obviously, AI, it's a newfound interest of mine, given that I do work for an AI company. A little bit about my employer, Symbl.ai. What exactly do we do at Symbl.ai? Well, we provide a conversation intelligence platform for developers to build and extend applications capable of understanding natural human conversations at scale. That was quite a mouthful, but in simple English, what we do is we build AI that understands human conversations explicitly and contextually. We provide products and APIs and tools in 4 different categories: transcription or speech to text, contextual insights, domain-specific insights, and conversation analytics. I'm not going into detail about what those things mean and what they are, as this is not a sales presentation. But if you're interested, check us out, Symbl.ai. Okay, so quick overview of what I will be discussing with you today regarding my session. We'll start off with the importance of marketing data, what exactly it is, customer conversations as a new source of data and insights that we can extract and use for marketing. And what I mean by conversation, I'll explain a little bit about that in a second. Conversation intelligence, the solution we'll be using to extract insights and data from customer conversations. Give everyone a high-level overview of what that means and how we're going to apply it in the situation. The insights and data we can extract from said conversations. And after listening to my session, if you're interested in working on an experiment project to try it all out on your own, I will provide you a list of essentials of what you would need to kind of run your own experiment. Marketing data, well, as any marketing person will know, is super essential, right? Without data, marketing is not going to be effective. Simple as that. Where do we generally collect data from? Well, everything on the left side there: web interactions, surveys, product interactions, data enrichment services, CRM, customer lists, you name it. There's plenty of other sources too, but those are the common ones. We do track and kind of extract a bunch of information related to demographic, firmographic, technographic, and intent. After we take all that data, we distill it down to what we call insights. And from that, what we do with the insights is use it for segmentation and targeting purposes, personalization, nurturing, lead scoring, automation, cohort analysis. The list goes on and on and on. Okay, so the one source that a typical marketing org would not explore or have not explored, and most marketing orgs probably have not explored, is extracting the same information and data from customer conversations. So just to kind of set the stage of what I mean by conversations here, anytime we interact with our customers via phone, chat, email, whatever, any exchange of information with our customers is considered a conversation. It can occur in various situations, various channels. Some of the examples I've provided here: sales calls, onboarding calls, customers calling into support, the customer success team doing a quarterly checkup on accounts, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to succeed. And obviously marketing puts on webinars, product teams put on webinars. It's not a direct conversation, but it is an exchange of information. Customers or people attending webinars can ask questions via chat. Even though the presenter is talking verbally, it's still a conversation. And there's, depending on how your company is set up and what your org looks like, there's probably plenty of other different types of conversations that customers have with your company on a daily basis, marketing or not. All these conversations, they do provide we are able to extract the exact same amount of data, same types of data: demographic, firmographic, technographic, intent. The only difference here is it's more explicit. Customers tell you themselves. It's not just inferred, implied, or it's no longer a guessing game. It's pretty explicit. So why is this not a common data source? That's a great question. Well, there's plenty of obvious reasons. First of all, most marketing orgs don't have direct conversations with customers. And in the world, if we do, it's impractical and not scalable to track every single conversation that goes on. So imagine trying to track all the conversations from the various orgs at the company. That's going to be super, super hard and difficult to do. If you've somehow hired people to do it and there's a person tracking and monitoring and transcribing each one of these conversations, it's super costly. So again, not scalable, not practical. There are no internal resources to build you a solution to do this. You may have thought of this and try to look for a solution, but there's no such thing outside that can help you analyze all your conversations at scale, etc. Well, I'm here to tell you the solution is conversation intelligence. What exactly does conversation intelligence mean? Well, bear with me for a second. Let me give you a high-level overview of what that is. So all the conversations, all the examples of the different conversations I've given in the previous slide, list on the left, any of those conversations can be ingested and processed through conversation intelligence. The first step that happens here is transcription or speech to text. This is recognizing what is being said explicitly. Once all of that's been converted into text, it gets analyzed in a contextual understanding engine. This is part of the AI, and what that does is it analyzes the conversations for insights beyond what was explicitly said, also at a contextual level. So not just the words that were said, but the context it was said in. What does that all mean? After it does all of that, the outputs, which are the insights, gets generated. These are some examples here. There's plenty of other insights that can be generated. Simple things like if there were questions asked, topics discussed, summarizing the conversation, what is the general sentiment between different speakers or the topic or the conversation. If there's any action items required, it automatically detects it. Obviously, we can provide predictive insights. Who was speaking, when they were speaking, important keywords, speaker analytics, user intents, and there's various other things. All three of these components together make up conversation intelligence. Obviously, there's a lot more details that goes into this. This is just a high-level overview of what it all is. The key takeaway here is it does not just convert something in text, but also understands the context of when something is said or spoken between multiple different speakers across various channels. And more importantly, all of this can happen in real time as well. So how do we use conversation intelligence to extract insights and data out of customer conversations to use for marketing? So let me kind of set up the scenario here. So bear with me for a second. I'm going to give you a quick demo as well. So the scenario here is the Symbl.ai marketing team has an aggressive objective to increase customer adoption of a couple of its key features. They're working with the customer success and support team to track and extract intent and feature-specific insights from their customer conversations. The call that's going to happen in this example is between the customer success rep and a dev team that's building a new virtual meeting platform. So let me dive into the demo right now. Okay, let me switch over to the demo app real quick. So really quick, what you're looking at here is a demo app we've put together to show how calls and customer conversations are being analyzed and processed in real time. While it's analyzing and processing, at the same time, it's providing a live caption, which is the transcript. And also what will appear under here are custom trackers. These are insights to help us indicate if there's any particular interest on something that we are trying to track. In this case, the scenario again is a conversation between a customer success rep and a development manager from a customer account. Marketing has asked to track if there's any intent or interest in particular key features they're trying to drive adoption to. So let me activate the app real quick. In a second, I need to upload a JSON here. Okay, JSON valid. Off to a good start. Okay, so in a second here, I'm going to start speaking and pretending I'm the development manager. Hello, my developers and I have been playing with all the AI capabilities included in our plan. Everything we've tried has been super cool and amazing, and my developers love it. We love the APIs, and it was super easy to integrate with our application. We are looking into adding a couple new features to the meeting platform we're building, and was wondering if you can point us in the right direction. We can't seem to find what we're looking for in the documentation. So the first thing is I would like to have all of our conversations be transcribed in real time. As the meetings are going on, we would like to see words appear on the screen. I would like to be enable live captioning. Which API should I be looking into? The second thing is more and more of our users are asking for the ability to auto-generate meeting notes after their meetings. Something that could generate a quick recap of what was discussed in the meeting. Are there APIs that we can look into to build out this feature? Okay, so you would notice as I was talking, the indicators are lighting up. The first three things here, obviously being a customer success rep, these are tied to their KPIs, right? That's what they're looking for. But everything starting from transcription plus is what marketing is asked to track for the 5 key features that we're looking to drive adoption for. Notice up until now, the words transcription plus and summarization was never said. This is all pulled from the context of the conversation. And these two are indicated as maybe there's some interest. So with that being said, what happens next? So what happens next is all the insights specific to the features that we're trying to drive adoption to were extracted from the conversation, and in this case, passed into Marketo. For those of you familiar with Marketo, and that's what we use as Symbl, we've pre-created all these custom fields to track when to indicate a lead or prospect is interested or may be interested in particular key feature we're trying to drive adoption to. These 5 are the ones during the conversation. As you notice, these 2 were tracked and now it's passing to Marketo. Once it does that, there's a various number of things we can do with this information: add them to a smart list, update lead score, move them to a different lifecycle stage, trigger campaign, alert sales, personalize their experience when they come to the website, right? We can show them content specific to these 2 features the next time they come to the website if they're logged in or if we're able to find out who they are. And there's various other things we can do. So how does all really work? There's various components in play to make all of this, make the scenario work really. The example that I just showed you was the customer success rep having a conversation with the customer. That conversation was processed and analyzed and extracted. Well, insights were extracted all in real time because we had access to the raw audio stream. Via APIs, we connected to the Symbl. It did all that magic in real time, took all the insights that are important that we wanted and passed that into a customer data management tool or platform. In this case, Segment is a good example. There's various other options, but Segment is the one I'm familiar with some predefined rules that marketing have set. Segment knows to pass all those insights into Marketo. In this case, you saw that in the previous slide. However, in general, all of these conversations that happen, various channels, various situations, can be processed simultaneously in real time, as long as you have access to the raw audio stream. It can be phone calls, web, whatever you name it. Symbl does its magic, passes all of that into Segment, and Segment with some predefined rules knows where to send those data insights to for various purposes or engagement tasks and strategies, whatever you want to use it for. It doesn't have to all be done in real time. Obviously, some companies have recorded files of their conversations. With that, for example, you can process everything that is stored in your S3 bucket. The rest of the process is still the same. It's just not done in real time. It's done post or asynchronously. The 2 general categories of data that are data or insights extracted, really, the example of my demo is data that was extracted at a personal level, used for very direct, targeted lead gen, lead nurturing, upsell type of scenario, right? Things that can be extracted during conversations or missing account information. Someone might be working for a specific team within a big company. During a phone call, you realize that's not the case. They've told you the correct team they're working for, that gets captured. We can put that back into the CRM, tech stack information, what other tools and platforms and clouds are building on. Those are all great insights on how do we kind of personalize our messaging to this person or this account. Like in our example, objectives and problems are stated. So good indicators for us to use for content and upsell opportunities. Churn risk, obviously we don't want a customer to churn. As you also saw in my example, the customer success rep had a tracker trying to pull insights to indicate if someone's going to churn or not. And then obviously upsell, cross-sell opportunities and more. So that's all personal, but also when analyzing conversations at scale, you're analyzing thousands upon thousands and thousands of conversations, right, in theory. So there's a lot of aggregate information which can indicate trends, patterns that we can use as a whole. For example, keywords like customers and prospects mentioned over and over again, we can extract that, pass all of that information into our AdWords or ad tech platforms or SEO tools, just to use to optimize our strategies and tactics there. The way customers talk about features, they may say it one way, we might say it another way. Again, whatever internal messaging we have around features may not match up to what customers think they are. We can use that to update whatever messaging we have around our features to match the relevance of what customers are talking about. Common problems, objectives that we never thought of solving with our products, customers do tell us that. We can build messaging around that. Confusions about our product, again, this is a positioning issue. Customers will tell you or indicate that via the context of the conversation if they're confused about something, right? Not be able to find something via docs because they don't know what they're looking for, right? In my example that I just showed you. Conversion blockers, why are they not signing up for the trial? Why are they not wanting to talk to sales? These are great indicators for us to kind of adjust, our messaging around things as well, right? If someone's on a free trial, why are they not upgrading? Well, customer conversations can bring that insight to marketing and the sales teams. And obviously competitors that we may not be keeping track of, and they're becoming more and more common across all the conversations. Web forms may or may not tell you, web interactions may not tell you that, customer list might not tell you that, but during customer conversations with sales and support, we might get those insights and we can prep for it. So if you are looking to building an experiment of such, which I'll share the essentials with you in a second here, the things that are super important is definitely verify customer consent, making sure customers know their conversations are being recorded. There are privacy policies that are in place to protect, obviously, the privacy of customers, review all of that with legal, respect any requirements. These things vary in different parts of the world, they vary. So make sure you triple check, quadruple check, and make sure you're not violating any of them. Okay, so the essentials for your experiment, if you want to build something similar to this, is really not that difficult. It's pretty straightforward. One, if you have access to raw audio streams, great. You can do everything in real time, kind of like the example I showed you. If not, if your files are being recorded somewhere, like in the S3 bucket, that can also be processed through something like a Symbl. You would need a conversation intelligence platform. In this case, Symbl is the example I used. There are other tools out there that can extract insights from conversations and whatnot, but Symbl is the only platform that provides you all those components, transcribing the text, extracting insights, pulling them all out, and you can customize things that you want to track as well. If you are interested in using Symbl as the experiment, create a free developer account. What that gives you is free monthly credits to use. And we call it developer account. Is not just for developers. Anybody who knows how to use APIs can create the account and use it. See how it all works. Use the link I provided here and get $150 in credits in addition to the free credits you already get on a monthly basis. Use the link before December 11th. It does expire. You would need a customer data management solution or platform like a Segment. Again, doesn't have to be Segment. There are plenty of other solutions out there. But since I use Segment as the example, here's the link to their free account sign up. If you have any knowledge of working with APIs, you can do all this on your own totally. If not, partner up with a dev, give them the link that I've shared here. They can sign up for the account. And obviously, here's a link to our docs to check out all the cool conversation intelligence capabilities that I mentioned and didn't mention, all in the docs. You can check them all out there. Okay, so if you run into any issues, you want to bounce any ideas off of us while you're working through the experiment or want to build something similar, feel free to engage us. Symbl.ai, Slack.com, join the community, ask any questions. There's always someone there answering questions around building tools, solutions, developer questions, whatnot. Stay up to date with us on Twitter, Symbl.ai handle. And then we do have a GitHub Ripple, full of cool projects and things you can check out and get a head start as well. You don't have to build everything from scratch. We do have a bunch of things built out there already for you to try and check out. So again, my name is William Vuong. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of Voice 21. Thank you very much.